Hello, we are back. Welcome everybody to another live show. Going to be exciting. See if everybody gets in here for a few minutes. And then we'll see what's going on. There's huge storms here today, so I hope I don't have any problems with that. I have enough problems dropping out as it is, as everybody knows. Alright, I'm live on my own screen. That's awesome. Get the chat up. Richard is already here. Oscar's here. What's happening, sir? Yeah, it's super raining here. There's big red blobs around, so that isn't any good. So everybody be careful out there. It's crossing over 65 right now. Not good at all. Not good. Huge blobs. Red blobs. We don't want that. We don't want them. Just holds everybody up. And then people hit their blinkers right and stop. It's crazy. Cars, trucks. I've seen semis doing that. Bugatti, the trucker, what's happening, sir? Good to see you here today. Glad you could be in the rain. Put your raincoat on. Everybody come on in. Wanted to see what's going on. I go these Monday. I've been doing these Monday. Maybe we'll make this a regular thing. I've never said it's regular, but I guess it'll be a regular thing on Monday. It's Road Life Scott Fish. Wow. All right. What's happening? What's going on out there? Is it raining where everybody else? It's just a huge storm. There's rotten eggplant. We always look for that. Tito is in the house from Savannah. Big, huge Mike. Fall weather. We don't want that yet. Don't talk about that yet. At least get through Labor Day. Let me get through Labor Day first before we get into the fall. Holy mackerel. I don't need that. Doing good here, Alex. It's doing great, of course. Trucking. Loving it. Loving every minute of it. If you haven't been there on the website, right, truckinganswersnation.com, I put a bunch more phone numbers up there. So if anybody's looking for a job or is new or whatever, I put a ton more phone numbers up there for people. It's under trucking companies. There's tons of numbers now. Start calling if you need a job, don't like where you are. New rain. Yeah, this rain was from Denver, so I'll probably get more now that you're having rain over there. Nice. At least it isn't snow. Because it said, I was looking at the weather, and it said you're going to get 0.92 inches of rain and no snow. So they've added that to it already. Like it's August. Can I not think about snow yet? Oh, yeah, and Oscar asked about the ELD exemption. Nothing yet. That is stalled out. They've proposed that in May that trucking companies of 10 units or less are going to be, well, they want an exemption, right, proposed. It just stalled. It's like it's in neutral, idling at a parking lot somewhere, and that's it. You know, that, and so that's pretty good trucking reference, too. Okay, I get +1 for that. That's not bad. But that bill hasn't gone anywhere yet. It's sitting there. No idea if it's going to go anywhere. Probably not, honestly. It probably isn't. Because, you know, OOIDA petitioned them to get an exemption quickly, and it didn't, and nothing happened, right? They told them no. They told them to get lost. They had all the forms filled out and everything. So in this bill, I just don't see it going anywhere. I don't. So it looks like under 10 trucks, you're probably going to have to use one or start buying a 1999 or older unit, and then you won't need to use one. So if you want to run old trucks, some people are running them, right? And the glider thing, you could run that and not use it. But the bill doesn't seem to be going anywhere. It just doesn't seem to be going anywhere. It stalled out. Everybody wrote in, I guess, but there's just not enough drivers to affect that kind of change, even by writing in. You know, with what they say, 6 to 700,000 road drivers. You know, even if everybody wrote in, they're spread out in all the different states. So they don't really listen to you unless you're in their state and you vote. So that is important because they look up your voting record and see if you've been registered. If you write in and you're not registered, they don't care. They don't care. So it's time to register and vote, certainly, if you at least want your voice to be heard at all by anybody. Because these senators and congressmen, their staff looks it up. Oh, here's all these things, but only 10 of these people actually vote. So nobody really cares. Hello, trucking wife. Glad you could be out here today. Talking about voting, hoping you're registered to vote. Although, you know, writing in, not helping, because the ATA just starts throwing money around. But not voting, that's not going to get anything done. Most states, look in Indiana, you can vote early. I can go vote at the grocery store. I can tell them I can't come in. They'll mail you a ballot. You can just basically almost do anything to vote. They're super nice about it here. Super nice about it. Yeah, right. Anything in trucking with 3 letters is no good. And salute to the vets. Yes, that is excellent. We want to say hello to all veterans. We're huge supporters of veterans here, of course, and the United States, right? Got a new flag for the background. Thought it looked really great. So that's going to be great. And thank you for saying that. All veterans, right? I love it, right? Thanks for being out there for us. That's how we all get to vote. It's because some veteran before us, kept that right for us. Okay, so that's absolutely true. Love it. But you should all vote. I don't know about each state's different. Indiana, super easy to vote early. The grocery stores on weekends, you can go vote early. You can go, they'll mail you a ballot. There's tons of ways to vote. You can register online. You don't even have to be in the state to register. They make it so easy here. Some states it's super complicated, but here it's easy. So in Indiana, no excuses. Other states, maybe you have a good reason, but not here. Yes, right, Mogul. Yes, we can smash it. I don't ever ask for stuff like that, right? Hit the like button. That'd be really great. Hit the like button for the flag. If you like the flag, how about that? That's pretty good. Right, I appreciate that. So the ELD bill stalled. Okay, so we're done. We're probably not going to have anything happen with that. We're probably going to not have anything happen this session of Congress. They're all busy with this other stuff, and probably, unless some congressman attaches it to something else, kind of on the sly, and so it gets through that way, it's just not going to happen this year, I don't think. I can't predict what they're going to do. They may pick it up, but I just don't see it happening. It just didn't really get, as they say, it didn't get changed. It didn't get any traction. Chained. There's more. See, Big Huge Mike has me thinking about the fall and chaining up, and so now I have chains on my mind. That's horrible. You saw Rotten Eggplant saw someone doing an actual pre-trip. Wow. And you said, thanks for doing a pre-trip. Right, he glared at me. Well, you thought you were being sarcastic. Right, we never see anybody doing it. There should be like a site, secret pre-trips, where there's the 5 people, that we've seen in our lives do them. So, yeah, but, if somebody said that, you'd probably think it's sarcastic. That's pretty good, though. Hopefully it was a Prime driver. That'd be even better. They can almost do it when they're driving. And I said because I had to go get my wife Saturday from the airport. Prime driver going 52 miles an hour on 65. Fortunately, right, I was in the car, so I could just zoom by him, but I thought it was just ridiculous. Come on, people. Come on. Okay, and I harp on them all the time, but you got to pick the pace up a little bit. It's a 65 there for trucks, okay? So that's just kind of ridiculous. Yeah, but okay, so they're doing right. There should be a card that they get where, they do a pre-trip and then they can get a free soda or something that's, from the truck stop. Free soda for pre-trip. And they'd hardly have to give that any out. It's been a huge contention still. You only have to do one or the other. My question always is, why don't you want to inspect your truck? You should at least want your truck to be safe. You really should. Is it raining by me? Yes. Okay, it's super pouring. It looks like it's nighttime outside. It's super dark out here. Big, huge red blobs. But it's just not that big of a storm, so he's going to get through it, and it's not going to last that long. Yes. Mike sees a big, huge Mike, 45 and a 65. Look, you got to at least get cruising, okay? There's no reason for you to go 20 miles an hour under the speed limit on the interstate if everything is rolling fine. You're a huge hazard. I don't care what Prime or anybody else says, right? If you purposely go slower than the speed limit, unless you can't go any faster, right, you are causing a problem. They did a huge study about this. They call it an interaction. Anytime someone has to move and pass you, or you have to pass, they call that an interaction. And that was the largest reason that people have accidents. It's because of interactions. And to reduce interactions, you need to keep pace with traffic. Now, if traffic's going 90, okay, you can't go past the speed limit. I'm not telling you to speed. Okay, people should follow the speed limit. But look, if you're going 10, 15 under, you're a huge hazard. You're holding everybody up. It doesn't make any sense. Get the heck moving down there. Plus, don't you want to get your freight delivered so you can go get more freight? Mr. Skeptical's trip got canceled. You were 35.5 in your trailers. Yeah, okay, would they cancel? Why don't they just, well, of course I would say slide it, right? What are we, 4, 5? I'd try 5 holes and reweigh it. If you can, depending on your state, right? And because, 250, 300 a hole, depends how the freight's loaded. Just rescale it. So if you're over, oh, you can't slide the trailer. Well, I guess you got a problem. I guess you have a problem. Have I heard anything about Maverick? Look, I've talked about Maverick a few times. I like the fact that they start students at 40 49 cents a mile. I really like that. I've never worked there or anything. I do hear good things about them. It is a company that will put you through training and everything too, and they'll train you on flatbed. And 49 cents to start is pretty good, like really good in the industry. So I'd at least check them out. Go talk to some drivers. Go sit at a truck stop near you and go find a Maverick driver and say, hey, let me see your check. Well, how's it going here? But I do hear good things, and you'll learn flatbedding because you can always drive a van, and so then you'll also be trained in a flatbed, and it's interesting work. All the different shapes and sizes of stuff you have to figure out, like Tetris, how to put it on there and keep it strapped down. I like it, right? I think it's keeps your mind busy each day. You never know what you're going to have on there. You got to figure out how's this going to sit here without killing everybody around me. I think it's fascinating. Check them out. They're going to be, they're certainly at least a recommended to check out place for sure. Okay, starting at CDL school, if you put yourself in the sleeper off duty for 34 hours, does that count as your reset? Yes. Yes to both. Either way, you can be in the sleeper 34 hours, you can be off duty, or any combination of the two as long as they're continuous. You can't go driving or off duty, or you can't go driving or on duty during that time to be your reset. But you can go back and forth. Like you could be sleeper, then off duty, you can do it, right? Either way. Now, I don't know if a DOT guy says, were you in the sleeper 34 hours? That's a long time to be in the sleeper, but I guess you can say, yeah, I was in there 34 hours. Yes, it's totally legal, though. Do I think the AOBR will get postponed? You're currently using it? No. I mean, I have an EOBR right in my truck as well because we're exempt from having it earlier. But it's December of 19, right? It'll have to change over. And we're slowly changing the trucks to an ELD as it is anyway. I believe in the stone in the river. Go slightly slower than traffic. No, but right, rotten eggplant. Well, they did a big study about this. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, I looked that study up, right? Did a study about slower and faster and the same speed. When people have interactions, when vehicles of any size, it doesn't matter, all cars, trucks and cars, it didn't matter. The interactions, the speed differential is what caused accidents because people have to take action. They can't just continue to cruise. When they move over and then move over again, that's two interactions. The more interactions there were on a highway, the more accidents there were. That was in the big study they did. If everybody went the same speed, no matter what it is, if it was 45 and everybody went 45 in the interstate, there would be less accidents than some people going different speeds. That is the problem. So if it's 90, it should be 90. And I've always thought there shouldn't be a speed limit. It should be a speed. So the speed, that's the speed. If you can't maintain that speed, then you should have to take a different road. And that way, all the traffic flows at the same speed and they have the least amount of interactions possible. National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. Yeah, your husband should be, Richard, right, should be safe in the rain. Fortunately, it's a small storm. If he wants to stop, pull it over and stop it for a few minutes because in the huge storms, but not on the highway, right? Don't let anybody stop on the highway. He should be safe every day, right? Not just in the rain. We don't want to lose Richard out here. We got truck and wife out here. Be safe in that rain, man. These are big. It looks like it's nighttime outside out there for crying out loud. Even the cat went and hid. Do I recommend if at a dock 7 hours, stay there for 10 and start my clock? And will your clock start if you move the truck? Well, that depends, right? Legally, yes, but, some places if you go slow. My electronic log, my EOBR, doesn't let you move far before it turns you back to driving. If you're on paper, you could theoretically, not mark it down, I guess. Certainly no one would do that. No one has ever done that because that's not the regulation, but you could do that. And so it depends on your company. Under 15, less than 2 miles from Mr. Skeptical, not me. Maybe 500 feet here and 5 miles an hour for this one, right? They catch you right away on mine. It just depends. No way can I go 2 miles. You're on driving right away on mine. So you'd have to be careful about that. And you should at least stay there for 8 probably and do a split if you can split sleeper it. Maybe, right? But, 3 more hours depends on your times. Depends how it's going. When's the load deliver? How far is it going? You got to take all that in consideration, right? So it just depends. And some people won't stay there anyway. They go, oh, yeah, we're sick of looking at you. Get out of here. And even though they're the one to hold you up there, all the time. So rotten eggplant is limited to 5 miles. Yeah, right. Big, huge Mike. Are you saying you can't go 5 miles an hour? Yeah, I can't go very fast on mine. It's on it. They're on it right away. Yeah. Oh, so you can. Big Mike goes a half a mile. See, each one's different. You're gonna have to figure out, and you can't really ask your company that. You're gonna have to ask another driver. Hey, how far can I drive before I, off the clock before it catches me? So that's not something you're gonna want to ask them. Ask a driver there that's using the thing. Unhook your electronic log. I don't. Well, as a company driver, look, I don't recommend doing that for sure. Right. Here, right, and probably most places, right, any kind of tampering, which they would consider tampering, you're finished. You'd be finished here. They do not allow it. Do not allow it. So, tampering with it, no. Should I only drive 7 hours a day to stay? No. You should drive however far the load goes. Absolutely. Right, you can drive more than 7 hours a day anyhow, right? That's only 8 days, it's 56 hours. So no, you should drive. You're not going to be able to work it out where you can drive 7 hours or the exact amount every day so that you have to work on the recap. It's just not going to work, really. Some loads are going to be 11 hours, some loads are not. It's just not going to work out that way, I don't think. They don't want you running your clocks. They'd be more than happy to tell you the electronic log limits. Yeah, I don't think my company would take well to you asking them basically how to cheat the log. And certainly here, if I unhooked it or whatever, no way. No way. So that is not recommended. Most places are not going to allow that. If they find out about it here, you're done. They don't care. You cannot do the tampering. And I agree, they want you to run or whatever, but no way. So that is not recommended. Working it out some other way, but tampering with it, I don't think so. Huh. My driver likes the electronic log. Right. Yeah, right. And he's an owner-operator, hates paper logs. Absolutely. Look, I love them. A lot of people love them. The people always, no matter what it's about, the negative people are the ones that are out griping all the time. The people that like stuff, that are positive or that are doing the right thing or whatever, they don't ever talk about it. They're just out doing it. Okay, so how do I do an 8-2 split? All right, look, I've talked about this before on here. I need a board to show this. You can go to, on my videos, right, I have a full video about how to do an 8-2 split on a board. It's really hard to just explain it. It's much easier to show it on a board. I've done a full video about it. I do recommend you check it out, right? A lot of people have looked at it. It's full how to do an 8-2 or 2-8 split, and you can continue to do that until you run out of hours on your 70 hours, right? Okay, they say if you drive 8 hours a day, you won't have to do a 34-hour reset. That's correct, right? You would not have to because 8 hours in 8 days would be 64 hours. So even with pre-trips, you'd be under your 70 hours, and then you'd pick 8 hours up, and you wouldn't have any problem. You could just continue to go. But unfortunately, the loads don't go perfect 8 hours every day where it's exactly 8 hours. It just doesn't work that way. That'd be great, right? But that's just not how it works, unfortunately. You could ask your company, I only want to work 8 hours. And remember, I always tell people this, you do not have to recap ever. Or you don't have to ever take a 34-hour break, right? It's not required. It's only allowed. So if you don't need it, you don't have to take it. You don't. Yeah, right, Big Mike. It's probably not programmed in there, and it depends on the company. And asking them is not going to be that you're going to need a driver that knows how to split, because a lot of times your safety guy at your company, right, is maybe a great person, but they don't drive, so they may have never split it. I do have a video which I consider excellent because I put the video up, but that's just me. But no, I think it's a really good video. I do it on a board and I explain it, and then watch that video, and then if you have any questions, ask me, because then we'll know what we're more talking about, I think, right? Yeah, 70 hours is driving on duty, right? But if he's got 64 hours of driving and some pre-trips in there, he'd be close to 70 hours, and then that night he'd pick up 8 hours. Should have more time for the next day, and you could just go on like that every day, but you're just not going to get perfect 8-hour beautiful days loads every day unless you are a local driver or have the exact run that, and even so you'd have traffic. It'd be really hard to run it perfect. But what if you had a 10-hour, 6, 10, and then you have a Saturday off or whatever? That'd be okay. Well, if you drove 9 hours a day, you would have to reset. 8 days is 72 hours of just driving. Plus, as I say, you're going to need a pre-trip, post-trip, right? Although there's tons of argument about it. And, anything else that you do, loading, unloading, dropping and hooking, all is logged. So 9 hours, you're going to be over 70 hours in 8 days. You never used to log fuel, but with the electronic log, you have to. Look, I had to because they match the fuel, and this has been for many, many, many years. They match the fuel to your card. How do you fuel where you don't, oh, do you get a do you get a com check or something like that? Because how do you fuel without a card? As soon as we swipe that card, pow, the time's on there. And so your fuel always had to match your swipe. And I don't know, that's been a long, long time, decades probably, that I've had to match the card to fueling. So how do you fuel without matching it? They must be really lax on it, because that kind of thing that they can get in an audit, the DOT can come in and ask for records, and one of them is fuel receipts. So absolutely, they can look at a fuel receipt and look at the time and go, okay, well, why isn't this logged? And so you could have a problem with that. You could absolutely have a problem with that. All right, so depends on electronic log. Right. Recap with electronic log, I don't know. Mine works. It adds everything up for it, but we're home every weekend, so it isn't that much of a problem here. All right, do I drive a flatbed? I drive a dry van right now. I've driven flatbed and reefer. What company am I with? Okay, people ask me this. My company has a strict social media policy, right, because there's a huge company. And so if you mention them and then they get in the video, so I don't talk about where I work, unfortunately. If you see me on the road, right, you'll see me, but I can't do that here, because then they get in the video and they go, oh, you don't speak for us. We speak for ourselves. You're not our spokesman, so I can't be blabbing like that. Because they got their lawyers have written a bunch of stuff up, and I'm a company driver. I don't want to lose my job or have any problem. I have a job. So that's why I do it, basically to protect myself on it. So what advice would I give a rookie driver trying to be successful, to have a successful YouTube channel? All right, the successful YouTube channel, well, look, put out good content that people want to watch consistently. Okay? And be consistent and don't quit. That's in anything in life. Continuous progress and an unquitting attitude. Do I recommend 8.5 hours a day? Yeah, I would recommend it, but I would love that. But you can't just do 8.5 hours a day. If somebody out there knows of a company that only works everybody 8.5 hours a day, we'd probably all be in. Unfortunately, the loads just don't do that. You're not going to be able to just stop 8.5 hours. You're going to be late, or it's just not going to work out. Believe me, a perfect 8.5 hour every day. I mean, I don't see any hands going up saying, we can do only 8.5 hours a day. It just isn't going to happen. There's too many factors. Like today, it's getting lighter now, so hopefully Richard is through the storm. But I mean, it was super pouring, and that's going to slow you down. I mean, it was super pouring out there, and you're just going to have problems. You just can't do it. Right, big, huge Mike. Accidents, road work, stuff pops up. Oh my gosh, Friday is coming back, right? And there's a huge deal on 70. Fortunately, I run traffic in my truck, which everybody should do. I always have Google Maps running, even if I know where I'm going. So traffic, I always have the traffic running, and the map turned red. And because I have the whole route, and the map turned red, I looked ahead. There was a huge backup, so I went around it. But people were stuck in that for hours. There was a huge accident there in Indiana on 70. And if you're just stuck in it, if your 8.5 hour day is a 12-hour day. That's crazy. 8 hours plus pre-trip, post-trip, right. Can you do face runner? Can you do 8 hours every day? I don't know about that. Every single day, it's hard to do. Okay, rotten eggplant, at least with my company, they tend to run me on tight loads. It's impossible. It's just not going to work. 8 hours. That'd be a great trucking company to start. 8.5 hours trucking. That'd be you'd get drivers to do that. You only work 8.5 hours a day here, you're telling. But it's just not going to work. Yeah, okay, Mr. Skeptical, local. Right, you still may work longer than that local. Right, you could work 12 hours local, right, or more. Yeah, okay, good. You're starting CDL school, great. Where are you going to go? Are you going to have a company do it, or are you going to do it yourself? If you're going to do recap, burn them. Okay, I agree, Flatbedder, because they changed that. You used to only do one. You can do as many recaps as you want. Let's put that out there. Okay, you could do one every 3 days, every day, right? It doesn't matter. So if you're going to want to burn a recap, burn your 70 hours and recap it and burn through some more hours. Absolutely, right? Because you can recap all you want. If you're off every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you get those recaps every week. Absolutely. That's very good. I love that. Yeah, stick with it and stay at the first company. I agree, right? Try to stick it out, and then you'll learn trucking, right? Hopefully you'll get over the road. Okay, you're paying for yourself, 4 grand. That's not bad. That's not a terrible price. And then you can go anywhere you want. Find a good place on the East Coast. Hopefully that pays by the hour, unless you go nationwide, and just stay there. And then while you're there, if you don't like it, find another place and stick with it. I went through so many companies when I started doing it. No, I don't think so, Mr. Skeptical. 4,000's not bad. I see $3,000 to $7,000 truck schools. I think that's a pretty good price. 4,000's acceptable anymore. You know, I've seen them for 7, so not bad. And look at it this way: $4,000. You're gonna change your whole career, your whole life. Look how much more money you'll make. That's a huge investment. That's 2 classes at Purdue, basically. So I think it's a great deal. Yeah. Well, right. You burn through them, and then you do no hours. Once you do the recap on your 70 hours, you got all your hours back. So just run them and cap them if you're going crazy like that on it. It is Brake Awareness Week next month, right? Be aware. First, second, I got to look it up, right? I don't think it's the first week because that's Labor Day. The next week of September is Brake Awareness Week, right? Okay, what's my opinion on fuel bonus chasers? Yeah. Well, look, and I showed this. I have a video about my truck, too. I get over 9 miles to the gallon going 65 miles an hour. You know, 8.8 to 9.3 is what I'm getting in a Cascadia. So going slow, it just depends how the truck is set up. Our trucks are set to run 65. So my truck turns 1,175 RPMs at 65 miles an hour, and it does very good at that, because that's where it's set. Other companies have set their trucks lower, and so their sweet spot, as they say, may be lower. But they are a hazard. And I don't like fuel bonuses. I've said that many times anyway, because I don't get to control all the things that go into a fuel bonus. I don't like it. If there's a problem with the truck and it gets worse mileage until I can get it in the shop, I may lose a bonus for something, and I don't own the truck, so I can't just take it and fix it. You know, there's a lot of things. If they don't buy the right tires, we have all these 720, right, low profile fuel saver tires, but what if I get a couple tires on the road for some reason and they're not this and the fuel mileage goes down? So there's too many things that I can't control. I don't like it. I just don't like it. It's 10 for school over by Big Huge Mike. That's high. I think that's a lot of money. Local company I'm running, I get behind here. A local company is going to take me union, $28 an hour. Huh. All right. Well, then we don't have to worry about it. Do you get overtime there too? Right. If you get OT, man, that's $2,000 a week if you're running 60 hours right there. Well, if you burn them quick, Mogul Media, why won't they give you a reset? You absolutely should get a reset for that. It's legal. Who does not allow a reset? Your husband starts sleeping better when electronic log. Yeah, because he actually gets the time off. And tell your husband and every driver listening, while you are sleeping, turn off your ringer or do not allow your company to call you. Block them out so they can't call you while you're sleeping. While you're sleeping, you're not working. Okay, don't get to call you when you're sleeping. You're not a doctor. Get your rest. I don't care. They can call me a million times. I don't care, right? Because the phone doesn't ring because I'm asleep. So they can talk to me when I'm up. We deal with each other, you know, trucking companies and drivers deal with each other enough, much less getting bothered while we're sleeping. Holy mackerel. Yeah, okay, John says the state of Pennsylvania paid for their truck school. Yeah, some states are doing that. Indiana has some kind of program, too, the Department of Unemployment here. You have to be unemployed here, though. I don't know if you can get it otherwise. Check into your state to see if there's some kind of grant. That is a good deal. They cannot push you. I agree, right. But a lot of drivers just needed to stand up for themselves always. But this is better. You can say, look, I'm not allowed to move with this electronic log. Yeah. They can't force you to do something you don't have time for. Correct. Oh, can you just go do this? Oh, you got a few. Don't worry about it. It's only 20 minutes, which always is 4 hours, right, to go do something. If you're home every week, correct, right. If you're home every week, it doesn't matter, right? Then your reset is at home, and a lot of companies are doing that, so it doesn't make any difference. You're old school, Mr. Skeptic. You like paper? Oh, well, some people do like it, but I do want everybody to keep up with technology, right? The trucks are getting more and more technology, so don't sit in the background too long, you know, because they're coming for you, too. You're going to get one, too. Yeah, if you don't want to go home, you can stay on the road, okay? That's the beautiful thing about trucking. What's going on, Tim? From the other side of the planet is Timothy. You can stay on the road the whole year or come home every day. There's everything in between, right? So you get your 34 on the road, go visit somewhere, rent a car, take an Uber somewhere. Yeah, train the driver managers. Yes. We train them by not answering the phone for them while we're sleeping. Okay, John had to be unemployed in Pennsylvania. That's how it is too in Indiana. I think to get the grant money to go to truck school, I think you have to be unemployed here as well. And then they have it, and they have it at Ivy Tech, which is a community college, not in Lafayette, right? But in some cities. Fort Wayne has it, Indianapolis has it, they have truck school, and they'll give you a grant, and then it's free. And that's the best, that's a great way to do it. Oh, no, we can't do that, Face Runner. Easier with 2 logs. It's harder to keep track of which log you got to hand out to the guy when he asks you, can I see your logs? What time is it? Right. So we don't want to have the dots. I did the dots, right, many years ago, right, since it's past the statute, right. I put dots, 1 or 2 dots, because, one was the one 12-hour period and the other one was the other 12-hour period. So, but we don't want to do that. We don't be running like that. We want to work less and make more now, right? We've got a better way to do it. Yeah, truck stop or Walmart. I don't know if I want to do 34 hours at a Walmart. Because they don't have showers. Because your 34-hour break, that's, we can get a shower and whatever. We don't want to sit 34 hours in a Walmart parking lot, I guess. I guess it'd be better than nothing. But you can do those right you can stay in the truck your whole life if a company will allow it. Stay out a year, 2 years. I always recommend that to 21-year-olds that don't have anything to do. Go to truck school, get a job that's over the road, stay in the truck for 5 years and save a bunch of money up. And look, how much money would you have saved if you didn't have any bills except the truck? Now, I didn't do that, and most people probably won't do it. But I do think it's a good idea to do. You'd save a ton of money. You'd have easily hundreds of thousands of dollars if you had the determination to do that. Most people probably don't. Certainly at 21, I didn't. Right, no way. Okay. Oh, well, sorry, trucking wife. Okay, good. I'm glad your husband is still here. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. How long until self-logging truck? Well, they almost log themselves now, don't they? All you do is sign into it, and it does everything, at least for me. The rest of the day, I don't have to do anything until you sign out. Okay, quick question, right. What are the most things you should write in comment section in your end every day? Okay, look. Here, I take a different view of this. The DOT says the only thing you need in there is city and state of change of duty status. That's it. Okay, that's what's required. Now, your company, wherever you go to work, may require more than that. But I only write the minimum amount. So that's what I write in the comments. The least amount possible. Because every piece of paper, right, everything that is a record can be used against you at some point later. And you don't want it to be misconstrued 4 months later when some audit comes in. That's what I say, right? So it's like self-protection. So even on paper logs, right, I only wrote city and state of change of duty status. That was it. Whatever the city and state was, it didn't matter. That's it. When the line came down, city and state, every change of duty status. I didn't write down what I was doing or anything. That way, there wasn't a problem later. That's what I say. So write the least amount that you can, that your company will allow if you work for a company. Okay, so, yeah, I couldn't do it. Yeah, Geeks Trucking, no way. I could not do that 21, right? I'm lucky to be alive. I'll tell you the truth of it. Probably the first 2 years of trucking, right? Who knows how many times I got lucky, right, and didn't get into an accident, right? I'm very mindful about it now, but then, right, oh my gosh. I remember cruising that first winter across Pennsylvania 80, just cruising along. Trucks are going slow. I'm like, why is everybody going so slow? Huh? Oh, yeah, because I'm an idiot. That's why. They're probably all calling me an idiot. I didn't have a CB yet. Oh, my gosh. So many, many lucky days in the first couple of years of driving for me, for sure. Walmart is not a truck stop. Yeah, I agree, right? So you shouldn't do fuel shipper receiver. Look, I say no. If your company requires it, then do it. Otherwise, no. City and state of change of duty status. Later, you don't want a question. DOT comes and audits your company later, and you have all this information. They can take that information and use it against you. That's how I do it. That's how I do it. Right here in the ELD, look, on electronic log, it doesn't say anything. Maybe people go in there. I don't. When it changes, bingo. It just puts a line in there and pow. City, state, that's it. And I don't add anything to it. No way. No way. Okay, can we do a live stream on CBs and different setups? Well, look, I'm a ham radio operator, so in amateur radio, I do more of that. I have the CB on just for traffic. really. So I say just get a good CB, a name brand CB, and you'll be fine. I've had my CB 10 years probably now, and it lasts. It's on every day, almost every day. Did I get a TWIC card and a passport? No, I did not. I don't have a TWIC card. I do not have a passport. When I went to Canada for 3M years ago, you didn't need that. It was just driver's license. Now you do. And on that stuff, I would say only get it if you're going to be at a company that does it. There's plenty of loads in the United States. But if you need the TWIC card, get it. But otherwise, no. I'd say get the hazmat, right? Tanker, doubles, triples. Get your endorsements for sure. Get those because that kind of stuff is common here, right? And you never know when you'll need it. But a TWIC card, if you're going somewhere that takes a TWIC card, get the TWIC card, I guess. If you're going to cross the border, instead of getting the card, get a full passport, I guess. But otherwise, I don't think that's necessary. And maybe you live in Buffalo and you go over the border every day or something like that. That might be another story. Otherwise, no. Can also personal advance to the gym. Yeah, if you need showers, go to Anytime or Planet Fitness. Look, Planet Fitness, right, it's $21.99 a month. You can use any kind of Planet, any of them around the country. Right, the $10 is for the single membership, $21.99, and then you can shower and work out in there. Right, that's excellent. Get a crock pot and an Xbox. I love it. You never have to leave the truck basically if you had a crock pot and an Xbox. Some trucks companies I see they put TV and DirecTV in the truck, and I always wonder if they're putting DirecTV in, how long are you gone? Where they're paying for DirecTV. I've seen NFL Sunday Ticket and stuff. I don't watch sports that much, but I've seen that on there. And I thought, man, how long are these people out? Aren't those usually on the weekends? And then they provide this stuff. Yeah, right. Okay, you're at Planet Fitness, right. And a lot of them have parking. The one here, there's one in Lafayette. It has truck parking. You could park in there and go in that Planet Fitness if you're a black member, a black card member, right? Yeah, there's huge construction zones, right? Ken says, right, Kenneth, they should make trucks only lane. Well, look, sometimes they have trucks in the left lane and nobody follows it. There should be truck lanes. Here's the problem. Play World of Warcraft. If we had a truck only lane that was, say, separated from the cars, okay, this is what I think we're talking about. So the cars are over here and we get a lane trucks only, right? There's going to be somebody whose name shall remain nameless, hauling a reefer around, who's leasing the truck for $900 a week, going 53 miles an hour. Now what? Now we're all stuck in this lane, and so we can't get around. That only way I would go with that is if it's mandated that it's not the minimum, but that is the amount of money. That is the speed that you have to go in that lane. And if you can't go that speed, you can't go in that lane. And I am from Lafayette, Indiana. We moved here in the early 90s. You should come over here. I love living here. Right. So that's going to be the problem with a truck-only lane. You're going to get stuck behind somebody. And if it's a lane like you can't get out of, like it has sides to not allow cars in, you're going to be stuck going 52, 53 miles an hour for who knows how long. Who knows how long. So I don't know if it's going to work. You lived in Kokomo. We have drivers from Kokomo that come over here. So that's pretty good. Big transmission plant for Chrysler over there, right? Kokomo. Love it. They have a big car museum there, too. I went in there, right? I'll be in Hoopeston, Illinois on Labor Day if anybody's in the area, right? There's a huge car show at the Sweet Corn Festival, so come on over there, right, and see what's going on. Can I take a motor pad on a Bob Trail catwalk? What is a motor pad? Like a motorized skateboard? I have no idea what we're talking about on that one. That one's got... Okay, meaning cars on top of trucks. Why do people have a problem running the Northeast? Because we sit in traffic all day. There's a million tolls, traffic. Oh, there's a bunch of traffic. I can think of some. Oh, right. There's also traffic. Right. So that might be the reason that we don't want to sit there. And when you're sitting in traffic, you're not making money. That's why I tell people really to try to avoid it. You know, if you don't live there, don't go there because you get stuck there. Yeah, and you're right, Mr. Skeptical. You can't use the catwalk for holding things, right? Like a scooter, I don't believe. I don't think they allow it. Because you can't even have your hoses or anything touching it. right? They have to be, if they're on there, right, get them up. Get them up. What's going on, Jay? Oh, yeah, Trucking Answers Nations in Effect. That's Jay, right? And we should mention that's Jay from Auto Transport Intel. Jay runs a live show on Tuesdays at 8 p.m. on YouTube. You should check it out. Jay does everything car hauling. That stuff I don't know anything about, but Jay knows everything about it. So if you want to haul cars, that seems like it'd be interesting. Hauling all these different kind of cars like Ferraris and probably a bunch of used cars from auto auctions. Whatever it is, whatever makes the money, go check out Jay at 8 p.m. tomorrow on YouTube. I'm there too, right? Watching the show. So it's pretty fascinating. 2-3 hours. He brings industry experts in and everything, right? So love it. Yeah, put the bike in the cab. Well, I've seen people hang the bike from the back of their cab with hooks where it's like hanging from the wheels back there. How about that? That's not a bad idea if you can hang it back there. Put a bike back there. But putting it on the catwalk, I don't think so. Yeah, all the toll roads. The roads are horrible. Well, look, what state does not have horrible roads? Okay, just they certainly don't have they don't have the market cornered on bad roads on the East Coast for sure. But the tolls, even if the company's paying them, you're still bunched in. And if you're a company driver, your company should pay your tolls. Okay, never pay money out of your pocket on a company truck. Unless it's like a windshield wash fluid that for a couple dollars. Anything more than that, forget it. Right? They pay you. They want to give you money. They got to give it to you up front. Up front. They should have a toll transponder anyway. Okay, you live in Rhode Island. Yeah, that's horrible. Peter Griffin and you live in the same state. And, the road seemed to be smooth over where he's from in Quahog, but still. The tolls, the traffic. How do you make money in traffic every day? You'd have to be on the clock. Now, look, that's probably the best job in the world. If you can get a job which would pay good in the Northeast on the clock and sit in traffic, that's probably great. You don't hardly have to work, and you'd get a ton of money. But mileage over there? No way. No way. Sitting and sitting and sitting. And how small are the roads trying to back in? The less experience you have, the less amount of time you should spend there probably. It's super tight. And probably many of us have been there. Many, many people watching. I've been out there, right? No desire to go back. This is when I was running a reefer out there. Just crazy. Super tight. Oh, back in the stock. I'm like, are you kidding me? What are you kidding? When they make, and it says, established 1883 or something on the building. Holy mackerel. Oh, okay. You've seen people with a Harley on there. Well, that'd be pretty good. Is it all covered underneath that where all the oil leaks out of it? That's my question, I guess. Hourly, but no air. Horribly stuck. No air. What? No air conditioning? Holy mackerel. Well, it depends. The hourly, if you're home every day, the hourly could offset that. I guess you freeze a big jug of water and do what you have to do, because I'd rather sit in there hourly with no air than mileage without air. Although, as I think you should have air too, of course. But if you're not sleeping in the truck, I guess it doesn't matter as much. You're just hot all day. Right, driving through any metropolitan area is not recommended. Yeah, your mileage just get cut. You should go at night. That's why I like working at night. You should drive through these big areas at night if you can. But it may not work that way. But New York City, no way. I wouldn't work somewhere that went to New York City anymore, I don't think. You've got an Xbox, a 32-inch TV, 1,000-watt inverter, and internet. Wow. I've had apartments with less stuff than that in it. Oh, thanks, Jason. I appreciate it. We love America here, of course, at Trucking Answers. Love it. We love it. It's a rolling cubicle. Well, it's a hot cubicle if you don't have air in it, that's for sure. Huh. Did you say Indiana does not? No, I'm saying Indiana is bad roads also. There's no state that has good roads. Because it would suggest the East Coast has horrible roads. They all have horrible roads. There's not that many states with great roads. Indiana's roads are terrible. They're terrible. Every other foot is a pothole. They're horrible. Yeah, okay, right. You get internet in your truck. That's pretty good. You could always broadcast it off of your phone, which is what I do in the wintertime. Right? I bring tablets, right? And then I broadcast it. And so that way I can run traffic. Okay, see you, Timothy, over there in Italy. Thanks for showing up from the other side of the planet, checking in on the international line. Huh. South Carolina, they're all bad. Aren't they all bad? Where are the good roads? That's where we could work 8.5 hours a day. Oh, okay. Right. I didn't think about that. When you're carrying a Harley Davidson, you're going to have a weight issue. Because what do they weigh? 2,000 pounds or something? I mean, holy mackerel. I guess a bike wouldn't be a problem, but you don't get an exemption for carrying a motorcycle or anything like that on there. So, yeah, you're going to have to be careful on the weight. And maybe you have light loads or whatever, but you got a Harley back there, you got a weight problem. They're like 2,800 pounds. And what, the 12 quarts of extra oil you have to carry, that weighs, that's all extra weight, right? If I remember right. For all the oil. And I don't have a motorcycle, just before anybody asks me. Okay, I do not have a motorcycle. I've ridden, but don't currently have one. All right, if Denver has good roads and bad traffic, that's just as bad. So the road's smooth, but you don't make any money. That's another place you'd have to be local. That's a problem with all these huge areas. They're not getting any better. They're not building more roads, but they want all these trucks. And it's just crazy. So if you're on the mileage, you got to stay out of Denver or a big city if you can. Yeah, 900 pounds for a full dress Harley. That's a lot of extra weight to put on there. That is a lot of extra weight to put on your truck. I've always thought they should have areas outside of big cities. What everybody think, right? Where road drivers drop loads in drop lots that are just outside of cities, and local drivers could then take the load into the city. And they would bring loads back out to the drop lots that are just outside the cities, and road drivers could then take the load wherever it's going. I think that's a better idea than, having road drivers sit all day. Sometimes drivers sit 12, 14 hours or more. That's ridiculous. And, because they're not going to pay you what you should make for that. That's a whole day. You should get a full day's pay about that. Yeah, call Congress. Like, they care about what I think, for sure. They barely care about, when they get a petition with 50,000 votes on it. Catching a plane out of Wisconsin. Oh, okay. Great. Home to South Carolina. Nice. Very nice. Then if road drivers would just go back and forth on the road like they're supposed to, you'd make a ton more money because all your time would be spent driving loads, not picking loads up, going into cities and dropping and finding places. Oh my gosh. It's crazy. A bridge abutment knocked off my transmission linkage. Okay. That's crazy. Fill out a form. Okay, that's interesting. States on their websites have a form. If their roads damage your vehicle, a car, I don't see why it wouldn't work for a truck. Most states have a form to fill out. I was damaged. Here's why. Fill it out and see if you get reimbursed. It doesn't cost anything to submit it. Sometimes they reimburse you for stuff like that. Really. And that's true, right? Go on the state's website, look up state of whatever, right? And go on their state website and say, search box, my vehicle's damaged by roads, and see if there's a form to fill out. A lot of them do. See if you can get reimbursed for the repairs to the linkage for that. Yeah. How long does it take to learn CB trucker language? Oh, 5 minutes. There's no CB trucker language. Well, look, I see what you're saying, right? But, and that's one of the reasons I don't listen to CB much, and a lot of people, just have it on there because the people on there, because of anonymity, people seem to go low on stuff like that. So there's a lot of horrible horrible talk on there that isn't any great. You just get a trucker friend to run down the lingo. Most people don't even know the lingo. Yeah, look, I just talk on normal on there, I guess, because, to get an amateur license, you have to be licensed, okay? So I had to take a test for that. And so the CB, I just use it for traffic and that kind of thing. And I don't really talk to people on it or anything like that. And you should have one because some shippers, receivers go, okay, you can sit in your truck if you get on channel 23 or whatever. And so then it's useful to have, because if you don't have a CB, you have to sit inside. And they go, well, then sit over here like a doofus head because you don't have $30 for CB. So get a CB and you can use it at shippers and that, but, talking on it. If people are talking the lingo, I don't know. There's probably a book, I should put an ebook out. Trucking Lingo for you. 10 easy ways to learn trucking lingo. Right. Trucking lingo in 5 easy lessons. That's great. That could go up on the website. Right. Oh, that'd be great. All the trucking. Oh, that's not a bad idea. A page of trucking lingo. right, from the past. Because now it's either normal talk or then later it gets, all the creeps come out, right? Everybody knows this, right? All the weirdos come out. Everything comes out. It does, and in the truck stop, you basically have to turn it off. Nobody is saying anything of any use, really. It's just, for me, it's just for traffic, weather, especially winter time. I have listen to it a little more in the winter. You're better off paying for the tire yourself. Look, I agree. You have to pay for it in advance. You're going to have to pay, but it's still worth at least filling out a form. Maybe they give it to you, maybe they don't. You certainly won't get it if you don't ask for it. So it's worth an ask. If you get it, then you're money ahead. Because look, a damaged rim and whatever on a car, it'll be hundreds and hundreds of dollars. You saw a guy teaching trucking lingo on YouTube? That's awesome. Is there a channel for that? We should go check that out. After dark. Yeah, it's like trucking after dark. Foreign language CB Rambos. Oh, I'd love to hear that. I'd love to hear foreign language CB. You get swore at in different languages. So there is somebody that teaches trucking lingo. Boy, I wonder if that's popular. We could teach that before you go out. Like when you get your license, that could be a class for school or something, like trucking lingo and you, right? How to speak to other drivers on the road. I could put that book out. Uber, yeah, an Uber driver would also know that type of language. And watch the movie Convoy or something like that, I guess. I mean, there's just, try to speak normal, families, that reminds me, I was going to talk about this. Okay, so I'm in the Loves, and so I go in the bathroom, and there's some dude there, okay, just in shorts, no shirt, basically taking a bath. Okay, at the sink. CPL Chronicles does that. What do we think about that? Okay, he's taking a bath at the sink. Now, I don't want to hear he doesn't have the money or whatever. If you do not have the money for a shower, you have not had enough miles to get the money in a shower, you need to work somewhere else. Number two, if you do not get enough fuel for a shower every 2 days, you should quit and work somewhere else. And if you get so many miles that you don't have time to take a shower, then you need to take a shower. Okay, you probably get a 30-hour break, you can take a shower. Families come in here. People come in to Loves. It's a travel center. And this guy, who looked a little sketchy, right, is taking a whore's bath at the sink. Okay, come on, people. Come on. What are we supposed to do about that? How am I supposed to be treated as a professional, and then a family comes in here and sees this? They're going to go tell everybody, right? Can you believe? What if he went in there with his kid? You want your kid to see that? It was just ridiculous. I didn't like it. I thought, come on. Get in the shower. Some drivers, they need to shower, brush your teeth. Look, right, if you're there taking your shirt off and cleaning up, get a shower, okay? This is not the place to disrobe, right, and wash up in the sink. I mean, come on. I'm Diamond. You should have asked me for a shower. I would have given a shower. You see that all the time? Yeah, get a shower pass. Look, do you not get enough fuel every day to get a shower? Everybody should burn through enough fuel to get a shower every day, certainly. Certainly. Maybe you got a big tank and so you fill up every other day. Come on. Fill up a couple times. Short amount. And that way you got a couple extras on there. That way you always have a rolling shower on there. A rolling shower. So 50 gallons, 50 gallons, 50, then start filling up all you want. So now we've got a few showers, and it takes the older showers first when you go get a shower, okay? So now we've got a few rolling showers in there. So a couple days you fuel 2 times, right? Afternoon and then when you park, okay? And then put you 2 showers on there. Next day do the same thing. Now we've got 2 in reserve. Now we can go get a shower, and then when we fuel later, it just adds a shower. Okay, this standing around with no shirt on, that's not professional. Come on, people. People come in here. Think like it's, like it's the J bathroom where it's like enclosed with the door and all that, where you got your own little cell in there or whatever. This is standing at the sink. Come on. I don't even know what to say about that. Just get a shower. It's so aggravating to me. It's always aggravating. People walking around tank tops, flapping their hairy armpits over the salad bar. Ugh. It's so aggravating. It's so aggravating. And then these are the same people that gripe at Congress. Oh, well, we don't get treated very well in the industry. Yeah, look at you. right? You look like you've been, hauling coal all day. Come on. He doesn't have a TA card. Yeah, he should get it. You know, the Love's card's free. You can just walk in there. Yeah, America has showers. He could pay for a shower. You know, you can't actually pay for your own shower. Yes, Eric, it's gross. It's totally gross. Are women doing this too? There's hardly any women watching, probably. They don't watch this channel, but I cannot imagine that's going on in the women's shower, in the women's bathrooms. There's some guy brings his 2 kids, a 6-year-old and a 4-year-old in there. Companies mandate. What company's going to mandate a shower? How would they enforce that? CPL Chronicles teaches YouTube CB lingo. Okay, yeah. Look, I'm going to go check it out. Yeah, people have nominated JB Hunt, but I looked into JB Hunt, okay? They pay a ton of money. They are advertising in Indianapolis $75,000 a year, so I don't know if I can put them in a crap company list. Okay, they're getting home some every day out of Intermodal, and some are every weekend. I mean, that's pretty good pay. And they have a full roster of benefits and everything. So, I did look into them, and I don't think they can get on the list. There's going to have to be a compelling reason to put them on the list when they're really paying really good money and getting drivers home. And with a full benefits, because it's a big place. I know there's a big company, but, I don't think they're going to make the list. It doesn't seem like it. Yes, I agree with Jeffrey, although I don't know if I could say that. What about the ones you could tell I haven't showered in days? You could smell the truck. Oh, my God. Look, I stand me in these guys. I'm waiting for... I don't get my receipt anymore, even. Because now the Loves has that button where you don't have to get it. So now, this one, they updated their computer where I was at, and I saw no, and I thought, oh, great, I'm going to start doing that. So then I have to stand in line. So what are you doing? And then they walk inside. The only excuse would be to walk inside to go get your shower. But no, where are they going? They're going to go over to Hardee's, or they're going to go to McDonald's, or at the Petro. They're going to sit down at the buffet. Oh, my gosh. It's gross. And big companies have showers at the terminals. Yeah. A lot of big companies have showers at the terminals. We talked about the Ohio Turnpike has showers on the Pike, right? You can join Planet Fitness and shower there. For $20 a month, you can get showers. You can, $21.99 a month. You can shower at the truck stops. You got to have $12. Before you stink the place up, get yourself some money and get a shower. Ugh. Hurricane Trucking. Yeah, you asked about that. I'm going to look into them. I haven't really seen them. And I'm from Lafayette. I'm from north of Indianapolis. Maybe I haven't. I just don't know it. You teaming with your girl, so you have to stay fresh. Yeah, and that's a good idea. Team with your wife. She'll make you take a shower, or your girlfriend or whatever. And they'll generally keep the truck smelling cleaner. Probably. Correct. Right. There are not that many women out there that you have to think, wow, this person stinks. So... that's a good idea. She'll keep you in line, basically. Right. Otherwise, forget it. Right. Okay, yeah. Logistics. Where did I go? It's been a long time since I took a shower at a shipper, but I've seen showers at some of the shippers. I'm like, oh, can I grab a shower? They're like, oh, yeah, go ahead. And some of them, I've just seen them in the bathroom, and I just grab my stuff and go in there. Although I don't know that you have to, they will allow that. Toll road showers are free. Correct. Right. They're free in the Pike. You got to bring your own towel, which you should have towels, soap, and all that for you. Right. Bring it and get a shower at no charge. No charge. And when you're in the shower, you can do your laundry there too. Although the laundry is not free. You clean the truck every day and mop the floor every night. Well, you're doing more than me. Okay. I wouldn't say I'd do that. The truck's clean. It smells good. I always have a new smelly thing in there or whatever. But certainly not mopping the floor every day. Some people do that, right? I'm not that clean in it, right? The outside is probably cleaner than the inside. Same with my cars, right? You look at a car, spotless. I was washing again yesterday. What's up with Abu Dhabi's washing their feet in truck stop? Nice. Abu Dhabi's? That's nice. That's a religious thing, right? I don't know that much about it. They have to wash so many times their feet or whatever. I don't know that much about it. I know it's a religious thing that they do that. Washing their feet. And look, it's the same as the guy with the shirt off, okay? Do not wash your feet in the sink, okay? If you need to wash your feet for some religious thing, take water to somewhere else and wash your feet. But in the sink, come on. This is a sink. This is a sink. I don't care it's your religious thing. I don't care, right? It does not say in a religion you must wash your feet in a sink. I guarantee you it does not say that. So you can wash them somewhere else, where I don't have to be using the sink. after some guy takes a horse bath and then somebody is washing their feet in it. Yes, that's what he's talking about. Oh, we won't say that here, right? We don't want to say that here. We're trying to be positive, right, and respectful. Some people have a different religious view, right? Okay, right? So people have different views on religion or whatever. That's okay, right? And so that's fine with me here, right? As long as they come here to be Americans, I'm in, right? In, right? But you got to be this, and you can have whatever other religion you want. So that's my take on it. But you don't, it's not being PC, right? And, but you don't wash your feet in the sink. It's, everybody, right, has freedom of religion here. We all know that. But, we all got to be Americans, right? So, you've seen them stopped in the line praying outside their rig. Yeah, that is true, right? I've seen that. And I had a guy years ago, a student. He was a Muslim. They came here from Somalia. He was here, and he's like, "Can we stop?" Because I'm training him. He's like, "Can we stop 6 times a day or whatever, every so many, and pray?" I'm like, "No." Okay, you can pray back there or whatever, but we're not stopping. Every 6 hours. And I said, "You're gonna have a tough time making a good living if you need to stop often. You'll have to work it out yourself." But I can't be stopping all the time because I got work to do here. So that's something, that somebody like that would have to work out. Yeah, I don't know about that, right? I wouldn't get that close to be specific on, what that is. Well, I don't know, Bugatti, because I haven't been in New York City so long. I will take your word for what is going on in New York City, that's for sure. Yeah, okay, look, I'm not saying the guy was a problem from Somalia, right? But the stopping, I wasn't going to stop. He wanted to stop, but I wasn't stopping. Because we got stuff to do, right? I got things to do. So I said, you can have whatever time, but, what we're doing. Exactly. So that's how we did it, right? But the New York City, I don't know. We're going to just, I'm out. You don't make any money. Unless you're hourly, you just cannot make money sitting in traffic. And that's got to be some of the worst traffic in the country. Like LA, right? I only like to get to the city of industry. That's it. You get any closer than that, you're sitting downtown all day, right? Other high desert is better, and turn around and head back out and get back, coming back this way because of all the problems. And everybody, I hope, is getting ready with their chains. We're going to be doing chaining here pretty soon. The chain law is going to go back into effect. Is everybody carrying chains that runs west? I hope so. Does everybody have chains on their truck? All full set? Get them out now. Check them. See if they're broken or rusted. Get them fixed, right? So we can get them on the truck so that you're ready. Winter is going to be here before you know it. It's nice today. It's much brighter today for Richard and all of us. But winter is going to be here before you know it. Get your chains set up. Summer is the time to fix those chains for winter. When it's 10 below zero, you don't want anything to do with them then. Okay, so we're, let's see, have you done a lease purchase? I have been an owner-operator, bought a truck from Freightliner years ago and put it on at Landstar, okay, which I recommend Landstar. Right, but my truck had a lot of problems, and I was underfunded because I was stupid, right? And so I couldn't keep the thing on the road. I got rid of it and been a company driver ever since. But the Landstar system, even then, right, before all this computer stuff, was really a good system because all the loads are posted, and you just choose. You look on there for a load. So if you don't want to go somewhere, you just don't take a load that goes there. It was pretty, and the pay was on there. I assume it's the same now, right? Maybe better. Maybe somebody's on there now. But I thought it was probably the closest thing to having your own authority that you could have. You choose the load. Oh, I'm going to go here. It said the weight on it, what it paid, what the fuel surcharge was, everything. Right and load. They advanced you 30% of it plus fuel or 25% plus fuel. Now, that may have changed. I haven't been there, but, so as an owner-operator at Landstar, you really are basically an owner-operator there. You chose your loads. When you went home, you just took a load home and went home you didn't go back out until you took another load. It was pretty simple. I love it that way. Leasing, right, I'm not up for leasing. I don't think it's a good idea. At all. At all. They need to add another lane on the highway, trucks only. Yeah. Well, okay, and draw the picture on the cement. But here's the problem, right? You're going to get stuck behind somebody going 55. Nobody's going the same speed. Nobody's there. And then there's some guy going 75. So he's going to be out of that lane, and there's going to be cars in and out of that lane. I don't see how they would enforce it. You'd never get, because not everybody going fast enough to be in that lane. It just isn't. And people will tailgate you through that lane. They already do that all the time. And this is trucks, right, through construction. So no way, right? And for lease purchasing a truck, no, because I think that if you're a company driver, especially now at a good company, there's no way you make as much money at the end of the day if you bought all the benefits that a company driver gets as a lease driver and then compared your pay. Because that's how you have to compare it. Because a lease operator doesn't have any benefits. So yeah, they take home more money, of course. They don't have any benefits. All the benefits they would have to buy. Imagine this, if you're considering leasing a truck, or if you're leasing a truck right now, I get 5 weeks of paid vacation. Paid vacation. Okay, so how much money would you have to save just to take 5 weeks off and pay for your truck and pay yourself your salary and buy all your benefits, because that's paid, right? Because I would get my pay just like I normally do, and so that's all paid. So just that is probably enough to offset the extra money besides all the benefits you'd have to pay for the rest of the year. Probably. Okay, it's a must to pray. Right. 5 times a day. Work shouldn't compromise faith, brother. Right. Okay, that may be so, right. But I think it's like any other job, right? I don't want to talk too much politics here because people get all in it, right? But look, any job that you take, if you have a religious need, whatever it is, doesn't matter religion, you have to do a certain thing so many times a day or at a certain time of day, you have to take a job that allows you to do that thing. Not go to a job and say, you need to come to my way of thinking. All right, that's not how it works. You take a job that fits in with what you want. Just got a call, team driving $800 to $900 a week. Yeah, hang up immediately. $800 a week? No. No. No way. The interstate was designed for military. Right. Thank you, General Eisenhower, for the system. Right. I totally agree with that. But $800-900, no way. That should be double that, at least. At least for teams? Oh my gosh. Double. $800 a week is crazy. There's no solo job paying that hardly anymore, much less a team. No way. They got to double that. Call them and say double it and we'll talk, and then hang up on them. I wish we still had phones we could hang up on people. I have a rotary phone. I should get it and slam it down, right? Truckers should be in the carpool lane. Well, then cars will be tailgating us. It's a never-ending tailgate problem. Yeah, you should hang up, right. Yeah, U.S. carriers, 75 cents. That's more like it, right? That's super much better. Then if you're getting, say, 6,000 miles, which a team should get 6,000 miles a week, right? Because if you're not, then there's no point in it again. Team's getting 4,000 a week, there's no point. So 6,000 miles, 42, what? $4,500, that's over 2,000 a person, 110,000. That's more like it, 110, 120,000. Plus whatever extra pay they get. That's money. That's teaming. Teams are the hardest thing to get. And especially if you can find a teammate that you like, and you can go almost anywhere and make 100 easy right now. Because everybody's begging for teams. Plenty of money for teams. Oh, thanks, Big E, the trucker. Thanks for stopping by to the channel. I do these live on Mondays. And sometimes other days of the week too, right? I've been trucking a couple years, but have the truck stop, so I've been full of drivers wearing flip-flops. Yes, for some years. Drivers have never dressed well, and I always thought they should. Probably in videos I see from the 60s, 70s, drivers look professional, and then it's just gone downhill. I started driving in the 80s, right, and it wasn't too bad. And there are drivers now in flip-flops. And look, I wouldn't walk around the fuel line in flip-flops. There's all kinds of fuel and stuff. How long does a flip-flop last on the fuel line? 2 days? They disintegrate. Yeah, Erica's an owner-operator doing well. That's correct. XPO, okay, I've seen their ads, right? They seem to run good money, at least out here in Indiana, right? So I'd certainly check them out, right? XPO Logistics. Was the 13.6 made for missile loads? That's pretty cool. I didn't know that. So missiles could fit under it? That's pretty cool. Aren't there more than that? Well, I guess 13.6 is the minimum, right? And then a lot of them are higher than that or whatever, but they're all 13.6. Yeah, U.S. Carriers is the carrier that RVT works for. That is correct, right? But I think 75 cents, whether he worked there or not, it's a good place, right? As long as you're getting miles, right? Teams got to get miles. But what company has a team and then doesn't run them any miles? They're going to quit. So they're absolutely going to run miles. Absolutely. He wants anybody to team with him. A lot of these companies will match you. a lot of them will match you. And look, and I've said this, right? And I think there's a lot of money in it, but it's not for me. Not for me. I just cannot sleep behind somebody driving. Just always worried. Even if I knew my whole life, I'd be nervous. If it's for you, that's probably where the most money in trucking is, other than like specialty stuff or being a full owner operator where you have authority. The money is certainly in teaming. There's a lot of money in it, right? There is money in it. And if you can find somebody, hey, more power to you. A lot of places will match you, especially if they need teams. Go, look, I want a team. There's people that call and want a team, so they can probably match you. These places can match you. Because there's a blue state flight into red states. Yeah. Oh, well, look, we love in Illinois, right? We love the high taxes and everything there. Right. I used to work in Chicago. You know, I grew up in Hammond, Indiana, outside Chicago, and it's just crossing the line, the gas price, right on the state line, which State Line Avenue there in Calumet City, the gas price, right? Everybody over here on my side, Indiana side, all Illinois plates getting gas, buying smokes or whatever else they buy, right? All coming over because it's terrible. I don't know why states do it. House tax is $5,200 a year. Yeah, my mom lives in Lansing, Illinois. Her taxes are outrageous. In Lafayette here, taxes, $800 a year for a house. That's ridiculous. That's $600, $500 a month. That isn't any good. $2,500 is better. It just depends where you live, how big your house is too. Big, huge Mike, I think you said one time your house was 8,600 square feet, so that's pretty good. You want to live in Michigan, move to Texas, and on the road for a whole straight year? Yeah, go do it. Go absolutely do it. And if you're going to team, live in that truck for that year, 120,000 is certainly possible. And I see the pay going up even more for teams. Even more. Because of electronic logs, companies are going to go to teams more. Because the teams don't have the hours problem that solos have. They're not running out of hours. Where is there a truck show this weekend? In my area. I would go to it because, right. Okay. I thought it was a little over 8,000 square feet, you had said. 19 bedrooms. Is that the guy over there at U.S. Carry? Yeah, I mean, that's really good pay. Right, that's absolutely. 75 cents, that's much. Oh, the Great American Truck Show is in Dallas. Right. Yeah, the GATS is in Dallas. They go do it every year. I go to MATS, Mid-America Truck Show, which will be at the end of March in Louisville. I don't go all the way out to Dallas. But there is, if you're in the Dallas area or Texas, right, go to Great American Truck Show. By the way, if you need a job, every company is in there. And plus, you get tons of free stuff. And you'll get called from companies for the rest of your life. Rest of your life. I get tons of calls because every place where you sign, oh, I want a free thing, right? They take your name and then every company calls you for forever. It's okay. It's no problem. Schneider starts company teams 22,000 bonus, 82 cents. Wow, I haven't seen 82. And the bonus, I'm never in for sign-on bonus because usually they have to pay sign-on bonus because they have a problem getting people. 82 cents would be incredible. That may include some kind of bonuses. I'd have to look that up. I do know about this other one because I watch the RVT as well on that, right? And I do know it pays really good. It really does pay good. But everybody's needing teams. But I don't want a team. That's why they need teams. I don't want to do it. Do you want to do it? I don't see a lot of people doing it. We have a team run that goes from Reno to Indianapolis and back to Reno. Okay, how about that? One drop and hook on each end. That's it. And we can't get people to do that. That goes empty all the time. And that is a regular run. That is a drop and hook. And people are not interested in it. Like me. They go, well, you want to fill in for one? If a guy goes on vacation or something, you want to fill in for him? I'm like, no, I do not. I'm not interested. It doesn't matter what it pays. Oh, the Iowa 80 is a nice truck stop. We all like it. There's a truck in the building, for crying out loud. There's a truck in the building. But the teaming, out. Everybody that wants to do it is probably already doing it. With more tightening of electronic logs and the DOT putting the squeeze on it, it's going to be more teams, and it's going to force the pay even higher. It's just the beginning. I'm waiting to see the first company that pays $1 to company drivers as team. It's coming. It's coming. Yeah, I watch other YouTube truckers, certainly. Hopefully they all watch me. I hope. Don't know. They never say anything. Hopefully they're all watching. But yeah, there's tons of YouTube trucker drivers that are on YouTube. Some of them, they all do different things. Apparently now there's a guy doing CB lingo. So there's one doing everything that you need to know there. I try to stay on the regulation side of it and that kind of thing, and teach that kind of thing. That's where I try to stay. I appreciate it, you all. I appreciate that. Click it, click away on it. Either way, I guess. Whatever people think on it. It is 2:15. I do have to get out of here because I have to head to work today. As you know, I leave on Monday afternoons so that I can drive all night. But that's going to wrap it up here today. I'll be back on Monday. Be sure to check out the website, of course, truckinganswersnation.com. I have a blog up there. I put a ton of phone numbers up if you need a phone number. I'm going to have to put that U.S. carrier number up there. I don't have that number, which I saw on there. So, and there's other stuff on there. Everything is free, right? No charge for that. So, and of course, just stop by here and say hi. And we'll be back with more of these, of course. More things this week. Whatever you think of the crap company. I don't think it's going to be JB Hunt, though. I just don't think so. They're paying pretty good. I looked into it. So be safe out there in the rain today, and I'm going to head to work. I want to thank everybody for coming. I'm always very humble that you all come in. I really do appreciate you coming in. So thanks for coming in. Yes, Vogel. We appreciate it. If you have any questions, write to me, Mark at truckinganswersnation.com. I always go live on Mondays, and we're going to do more live shows as time goes by. Okay, so headed to work, but thanks for coming, and I'll be back soon, as I say, with more Trucking Answers. See you on the road.